Hello and welcome to your dose of Capsule Machina. Today we're working on the Evo. I decided I'm just going to go with a cheapy stereo, the same one I put in the Odyssey, and just have the Apple CarPlay capability, So I'm removing this Eclipse TV stereo system that was in the car. And if you don't know, this is, I don't know, fourth or fifth one that I've replaced out of these cars that are coming from Japan. And most of them have aftermarket stereos. And, for the most part, it's really cleanly done. But in this case, so yeah, bit of a rat's nest. I don't know if I mentioned this prior. I probably did, but like, here's the case or the trim that goes around it. And in order to make this fit, because it isn't that standard 7-inch, that's, normal, he trimmed, or she, I don't know, trimmed this all the way around. Luckily, I was able to find one from a Lancer. So I have a new one of that. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of slowly, methodically pull this all out, because there is a CD changer underneath this seat. There's these aftermarket speakers or little tweeters that I removed because they're just out of place. In the early 2000s, hell yeah, not so much in 2026. So like I mentioned before, they typically have, if you already have an aftermarket stereo, there's usually an adapter, which is good if you're lucky, right? And they use these type of connectors like so, like male female. So I may reuse this stuff like I did with the Odyssey, just to save myself my own, and kind of backtrack what's going where, because man, there's a lot going on here, a lot. So I'm gonna slowly pull this out and then kind of make sense of it a little bit, clean this stuff up, because I do want to hook up or reconnect. Gosh, what am I saying here? I got a ETC reader from Nick from way before the fame, and it's a Mitsubishi one because, it's a Mitsubishi. This has a Calsonic, but I told my little brother or my buddy that I give it to him if he wanted it. So I'll pull that off. Usually try and reconnect it to this because, whenever you turn this on, battery comes or power comes to this and it turns on the ETC reader. Usually a really easy connect. So I may do that while it's in there. I also have all this pulled out because I want to hook up the turbo timer. Apparently, this generation of car enthusiasts don't really know what this is, which blows my mind. But if you don't know what a turbo timer is, it keeps the car running, a turbo car, keeps it running, give it the turbo an opportunity to cool down. So lets the oils and whatnot circulate through the turbo for an extra 1 to 3 minutes or wherever you set this to, and then it gives your turbo an opportunity to cool down, especially if you've been driving hard. So it's kind of a good thing to save your turbo to get something like this. And they're relatively cheap. This is an older model HKS, real basic one that has like a 1 minute or 3 minute timer, and it beeps and it times down and then it turns the car off. There's safeguards here to this. If you step on the brake or something to that effect, it'll shut off automatically to prevent theft and whatnot. But I want to hook that up. I also ordered something from Up Garage, an HKS boost controller, and I want to kind of make things ready for that, because once it gets here I want to plug this all together and have this all done, because I already have this situated. I haven't mounted it yet, but it's all plumbed up in its own little pod, sitting right above the defroster. I haven't, like I said, I haven't double-sided taped it yet, but it's there. It's all plumbed up and it's ready. Turned it on, lights come on, all that kind of good stuff. So I know that works. That HKS gauge was originally from or out of a R32. And I picked it up when I had the Stagia, but never got around to hooking it up, or just didn't feel like I needed to, and kept it because I liked it, and here we are. We have an HKS boost gauge, have an HKS turbo timer, have an HKS boost controller coming. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go work on this and then I'll give you an update in a little bit. All right. So here is the stereo I mentioned. It's a Kiss Sound KS9702. Pretty straight up. The reverse camera that I hooked up with the Odyssey looks fine. Pretty straightforward. I mean, the box, well packaged. You know, here's the wiring for the reverse camera. And I'm not sure I want to do that with the Evo because the camera's, it's kind of out there. And plus it's small. I'm not really like, the Evo is smaller than the Odyssey. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm fumbling with all this, but I mean, it's a small head unit. Here's it compared to the old one there. So the screen itself, it's the same size, but this unit was so much bigger, and that's why they cut the old surround or trim. I like this one because of the little handle there, the turn dial for volume. And then with this, you can go into settings and set it up for right-hand drive. So when you hook up your Apple CarPlay, instead of your app buttons being on the left side, it'll click over to the right, because I figured that out on the Odyssey. So for what it's, for the price, $100, not bad. Comes with a microphone too, and it's really cheap looking, but as long as it gets the job done, right? Wiring's pretty straightforward with these things. You're gonna color match them with the existing, and I'm like I mentioned earlier, I'm utilizing the old stuff there. Removing all that stuff was a nightmare, to say the least. Here's the old CD changer, a bunch of the old wires down in there, just to get it cleaned up the way it is now. Right now, all I have coming out through here is the antenna, the stock wiring harness, and the power and ground for the TC reader. This one. I think I'm gonna hook it up right here, so it's out of the way. And double-sided tape right here is where they had it originally, so it'll be fine. Before it was right here, and it was kind of like the wiring came down and did this whole thing, and it just kind of looked ugly. See, I have that little pigtail. That's the wiring for this, for the ETC reader, so that's clean. Hooked up the harness for the turbo timer, pretty straightforward. And I hooked up the turbo timer. I still need to run a wire to the e-brake, so it knows it's on, and then it can initiate the turbo timer. Some people bypass it, but I leave it. So I gotta pull these panel things off and just find it from here. And I'm gonna remove this one. I don't like it. I'll put a rally art one there, or here. Put it up here. So yeah, making a little progress. I'm feeling kind of sick, so not moving as fast as I would or doing as much as I want to. Body just doesn't want to let me do it. So I'm gonna hook this all up, get that situated, test fit it, and maybe plug it in. We'll see. All right, I'll update you when I get to that next step. All right, I have it all situated. Yeah. I'm using some leftover wiring for the ground. I used this tape to kind of clean everything up. It's not electrical tape, it's that cloth tape. I forget what it's called, but I like to clean it up. Again, you're reutilizing all the stuff that was on the stock harness, and just color matching everything. Things that made it real easy and a lot quicker. Just having some shrink tubing from Harbor Freight, But I picked this up from Amazon. It's that shrink soldering seal wire stuff. So you put two pieces together, you kind of twist them, and then, you know, put that over it and put it on a heat gun. This is my new heat gun, and it's cool because you can sit up like this, you turn it on, and you can do what you need to do. Some of them have like a little cap that you can put on that kind of circulates the wiring that you will kind of use shrink wrap or whatever for. But having like this just made it so much quicker. Instead of doing the old way and crimping it and doing all that and then tugging on it like the Harbor Freight has them too. And then pulling it and you're like, crap. Now I gotta start over and redo it. This just makes it so much easier. And it's solid. Everything that I've heat shrank and with the soldering connectors went up. Oh, just connected easy. So I have the stock bracket here I'm going to use. It came with some brackets. I'm going to use their screws because it only came with 2 and they were kind of not appropriate. So I'm going to try and fit this to this and see how it goes. We shall see. I'll give you another shot when it's inside. She is hooked up, and this took me a bit. That's the new surround, the bezel that I got, and it's a slight color difference, a little bit more gray than black, but at least it isn't all butchered. So this one was a little bit more difficult to kind of set up. I was attempting to use the stock brackets, but I ended up having to use the brackets that were provided by the, you know. So yeah, it works great. And this is what I was talking about, like with CarPlay. Oh, I have to turn off I'll turn on my Bluetooth. But instead of it showing up on this side, the apps, it'll be over here. Here, let me pull this off so you can see what I'm talking about when it. But here's the stock bracket. I mean, not stock. Those are the ones that came with it, and these are the stock ones. And they just wouldn't line up properly so it can sit far enough. I used the provided surround, a trim, so that way this would just back up to it, and that way you don't have a gap or you can see through it or anything. So I just need 2 screws really to keep it in place. And the benefit, or the good thing about this is it's so small and light that, yeah, I mean, 2 screws is more than enough to keep it in place. So there is the Kiss Sound KS9702. It does what it needs to do. It kind of rhymed. But in order to put it, you're looking at steering wheel position. You can set it to left or set it to right. And then there's all these other adjustments too. So kind of cool to play with. And it does what it needs to do. So $100, can't beat it. So let me turn off my headlamp here. That's the install for that. This is able to hook up and it works just fine. So I'm gonna double-sided tape and then fix it. Sorry, I'm holding it all wonky. Like I said, I'm kind of not feeling too good, and I'm just trying to do something to do something. So I'm gonna kind of clean up in here, put everything away. I threw away a bunch of those old antenna wires and random things that the other stereo had. Have the turbo timer hooked up, have the new HKS, well, new to the car, HKS boost gauge. Waiting for the boost controller to come in, but I may hold off on that. I really need to start on the timing belt and all those other accessory belts. I'm just kind of lagging, and like I said, I don't feel too good right now. So what a world of difference a new stereo makes on an older car, especially one with like navigation, Apple CarPlay, hooking up to your Bluetooth, things of that nature. That other one was cool. I still have Bluetooth, but I mean, I don't read Japanese or understand it all that much. And this makes more sense. And plus I can get in there and look at the craziness that was buried in there as far as wires. And I cleaned that all up. I even removed the CD changer, which is cool. I looked in there, no CDs, so it is what it is. That would have been cool. I like to have those kind of things. Putting the interior back together, cleaning stuff up in here, and then next video for this car should be me working on the timing belt replacement. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. It's kind of long. If you stuck around this far, I appreciate it. Again, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and making a comment. I read the comments and I'll respond. So thanks. Until the next one, thank you for watching. Bye.